Hello everyone, welcome to Powerline. I'm your host Sky Knight, and I have for you a Buddyfight deck profile because someone asked for it. Weird. Um, I play this game super casually, like disgustingly casually. I like the card arts, I like the borders, and I like Genma. I really like Genma. So here we go. Starting with the spells first, and then I go to the creatures. So I'm running 4 Rise and Fall of Dragons. I was running Loyals of... okay, from the beginning. Let's talk about this deck real quick. So, this deck is seriously outdated. I don't want to say seriously outdated. I would say that I try my best to keep this deck up to date with the times as possible. I have some good people over at Team Burning Infinity who keeps me somewhat in the loop of how things are going and what the meta looks like. And they told me right now that the meta is quite slow with a lot of wall decks such as Athera. And with some recent games that I played at the Autumn Fest Regionals, I came across a Gear God deck that this deck couldn't really beat, which is weird because my deck is awesome. But it's just so. I've done some tweaking in the deck and tried to fix some problems. I faced an Athera deck. Wasn't too much of a problem as long as I was able to be sort of more offensive than not. So what I did with the deck was I got rid of the Loyal Dragons and Courage and put in the Rise and Fall of Dragons. But if I did that, I had to change some cards around. So I had to put in Dragon Dreams back in because I had to offset the life from the Rise and Fall of Dragons and the Divine Dragon Creation. Because y'all know that I like to, Ancient World loves to lose their life. So, again, 4 Rise and Fall of Dragons, because I need the gauge in order to play the spells. 400 Demon Sorceries, Rune Show, the hardest card to find and get. It kills your Seeker so you can continue the chain and apply the pressure on your opponents. Because with everything hitting ridiculous offensive powers, it's just sometimes Seeker can't eat those hits. 4 Divine Dragon Creations because you need to draw them cards. 4 Dragon Emperor Legends because life gauge and drawing a card is always perfect. 4 Wrath Triggers because you need to keep Seeker alive sometimes, and 3 Dragon Dreams because you need to recover the life. The buddy of the deck is Spartan because I run 2 starters. So from there, I run 4 Philosophias. Yeah. Pretty cool. Allows my Duel Seeker to restand. I see a lot of Jaeger players running this because it's less expensive than the alternative. 4 Lightning Tail Brothers. For the random Ozzy Dahaka decks that want to play the sword, I need something to swing with. Or in case if I need to hit something that my early Seekers can't touch, Lightning Tail is great to have because you can't kill it. 4 Glacius, one of the best cards. 3 Buddy Rare Seegers and 4 Seeger SDs. I'm running 7 because it's important to just to start the chain off. So it's just easier and easier for me to just ride, to just have 7 of those. And sometimes you may want this over this, in case if you need to stall until you can find your Spartans. Because Spartans are important. Next, I run 2 Tempest Enforcers. So you see now why I run Spartan, because I'm unsure which one I'm gonna be on, but I know that I'm always gonna be on Spartan. 2 Tempest Enforcers. I run 1 God Eclipse and 1 Turbulence. I used to run these both. I used to run this at 2, and this at 1. But then I just realized that they should be dead by here. They should, like, most players would be dead by my Tempest Enforcer. I've gone into God Eclipse once, or at least twice, and I've killed people on Turbulence once. And then the savior of the deck is Luscious Visions. So I run him because at any point where I'm missing part of the chain, I can pay gauge, discard this dude, and pick them up from the drop zone, which is perfect. It's just absolutely perfect. Because there are instances where I will gauge God Eclipse, Turbulence, or even Tempest Enforcer, and if I have to pay for anything, I'll remember where the gauge is and use Lucius Visions to go pick it up. So therefore, these cards aren't stuck in my hand. But then you're saying, well, why don't you just run an extra copy of those? And my answer would be, at any point that I need any of these cards, I can go and hunt them with this. I can gauge them safely, as opposed to having to wait for a SD to go and find them. It just it turns my drop zone into a resource, which is perfect. And guys, that is my Seeger list. I don't have a sideboard because I usually do play casual. Maybe if I go to a tournament, I can attempt to make something of a sideboard. But this is it. Enjoy.